My previous understanding of business was watching The Apprentice. The managers pull them in. They're like, yo, the numbers aren't doing that well. Like, your class is like they're dipping down week by week.
Dipping down.
If you go to a casino, you're going to find gamblers. If you're willing to go to the right environment, you will find like-minded people. Life can be cruel. Like, it can be unfair. It is unfair. When you realize that life isn't fair, that it's not guaranteed, it makes you understand that whatever opportunities you are given in the short span of time we have, you have to reach out for it and grab it.
Bass, fitness coach, personal trainer. Well, how would you introduce yourself?
Well, the people that know me, they just call me Bass.
Yeah.
My name's actually Bassett, like the sweets. I always used to say that.
Yeah.
People just know me as Bassett or Bass. So whichever one you're cool with, I don't really mind.
And from the brand point of view, like, who are you? What do you do?
My Instagram is called FFB_PT. Fitness from Bass _PT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What I'm offering essentially is my years of research, my years of knowledge, filtering it down, funneling it down. You're paying me money for me to give you your time back as a resource to get you to that point quicker. Yes. Imagine you spend 2-3 years in the gym, you're just doing a little rotation on machines, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, because money is like it's time, it's a store of value.
100%.
Trade money for someone's time.
Exactly. The only two resources we got in this life, time and money, right? So you can either spend time when you don't have the money to build up the skills and get the acquisition and learn, or you can spend some money, right? Now, what I do is I bridge that gap. I make sure that, okay, maybe you don't have the time. That's okay. I give you that time through all my years of knowledge.
You're going to make their progress quicker.
100%.
With your knowledge, but they got to pay you some money.
Of course.
What do you think? Money is an important thing in life? Like, what's your view on?
I would say
money?
I would say money is important in the sense that it gives freedom. No one likes the feeling of saying, "Oh, like, I gotta go to work on this day," or I've got to clock in. I just got to do my hours.
Because that's the thing. Like, some people say that money is not important, but we all have to go to work for money.
Some kind of like currency systems always been integral in our society. Maybe we didn't have money, but then it was like, oh, okay, I won that chicken, so now how about I give you like 2 of these eggs, I'll give you like 5 bananas.
Bartering system.
You know, I mean, exactly, negotiating.
Yeah. That's right. So you charge people money and then you give them your knowledge.
100%.
So for you as a PT, how do you find your clients?
Well, with myself, it's unique for religious reasons, right? I only work with male clients.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Your religion?
Islam. Right. So when I was...
Mashallah.
But when I started out the job, they were offering like classes, but the classes are mixed.
Who's the gym that you're a part of?
The gym, yeah.
They were offering the opportunity to you to take
the classes, yeah. Because when you do the classes, that is your promotion,
right?
Like if they say, oh, this guy has like a wicked spin class, right? Then if you like the spin class and you love it and you're getting results, now imagine what happens if you pay them and work with them for an hour.
Right,
you know what
okay.
I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like if they know you have a good spin class, they already have an experience of what you're like as a PT. It breaks the ice. Having those classes are tremendous for anyone who can do them. In my situation, circumstantially, I couldn't. So I says, do you have male only classes? They said, no, we can't do that. Fair enough. So then I chose a different path altogether, you know, and a lot of people that I work with, they say that I chose the hardest path,
right?
The hardest route. So I started out on, as they say in Call of Duty, just veteran mode, you know what I mean?
Veteran mode, yeah.
Hardest path. But
what is that path like? Can you enlighten us? So what?
Well,
trying to find people or...
I would say, in a sense, it's almost like door-to-door sales.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm going up to individuals in the gym and...
We've got fans of door-to-door sales in the building, by the way, that's it. And watching a podcast. Like, in the space, people that watch, I believe that people that watch this show, they're a fan of like sales. I'm recently aware of door-to-door sales. I'm interested, so 100%. I'd like to hear about... Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, you go around the gym and now you find that the only way you can do your outreach is just talking to everyone.
Right.
That's the only choice you have. Because it's either that or I sit down and twiddle my thumbs and be like, oh, no, I can't do it. Right? So I have to go and talk to every individual person in the gym. Everyone. When I started this job, like, I don't know how many contacts I had in my phone, but now I got like 300 in the span of like 8 months. So I was just talking to anyone, everyone, because in my mind, the next guy I talk to could be that client.
That's like door-to-door sales. The next 100%. Door that you knock, that could be your opportunity. So is it like, do you get a lot of no's? And did you have
100%.
to break like a mental barrier to chat to your first people as well? Like, how did you feel, you know, when you first started, or did you just dive straight in veteran mode because you knew you didn't have any other option?
So when I started out, we were doing something called lead generation. And bearing in mind, I had no idea about business. My previous understanding of business was watching The Apprentice.
Right, okay.
You know what I mean? Where it's like...
Alan Sugar.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you're
man.
fired. You see what I'm saying?
Fired.
So that was literally it. I had no interest in business. I didn't do it at school, didn't do it for A-level. But then I realized this is business.
Right.
Like, this is marketing. So then I become interested in it. More than being a PT, it's business. So when I got there the first time, I'm learning about what lead generation is, where you have to find a way to generate multiple leads and multiple people. So I started out with a push-up competition. So nice and simple.
How did you set base on the push-up?
Well, what I did, right, is I made a Google Doc.
Yeah.
And on the Google Doc, it requires your phone number, your email, social media.
Yeah.
And I would say to people, you know, there's a push-up competition. If you win, you get 30 quid.
What, so you going up to people in the gym?
Going up to people in the gym, right? Going up to random people. Would you be interested in push-up competition?
I'll rate this.
Yeah, I think so. If you win, you get 30 quid. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm
I'd
interested.
be down. I'd be like, yeah.
Right?
30
so,
quid.
like,
Live.
so what I do is I say, okay, all you need to do is just, I'll send you this form, right? Just fill it out.
Clever.
So I got maybe 50, 60 responses from that, 50, 60 emails.
Clever, very clever.
After that, I started developing a new technique because now it was kind of like, okay, I can't keep losing 30 quid or can't keep doing push-up competitions.
So
what
you've
can I
essentially
do?
paid like 30 quid for 60 emails.
Yeah.
Which is like 50p a email.
Yeah.
Which is good figures, man.
No, it's decent. It's decent. I
All
mean,
right.
at the end of the day, it's short-term loss for long-term gain. So what I learned from that is probably more valuable than the 30
I'm
quid.
eating pot noodles after these podcasts, bro. It's
Yeah.
fucking mate. This is my lead generation right here,
No,
bro.
100%.
That's good figures, like 50p a email.
That's a takeaway right there. So
Yeah. So what else did you go into?
So
after that, the next system.
What I started doing then, I was talking to one of my colleagues at the time, Jay. The advice he gave me, he just said, just chat to him. Just literally say, how's your training going? How are you doing?
Okay.
And then he was like, and he's Jamaican, so he was like, talk to that guy over there.
Yeah.
Talk to him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I was, Jay, if you're hearing this, don't kill me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I see this guy, and Jay's like, you see him over there, just chat to him, just talk to him, right? So I'm like, calm, cool, right? So
Jay's gonna be like, bro, why are you butchered my accent, bro? It's alright, man. Don't worry, Jay.
But no, I see this guy. So then, I just start talking to him, and that opened the door for me to then what I do now. So I have that kind of mental script of what I'm saying to people. Before I was watching those super salesy videos where it's like, yeah, you can get the sale now.
Yeah.
But now I've kind of eased off a bit, and it's kind of playing the long game a bit more. You know what I mean? And again, being a PT, they don't really give you that business prep. It's more about the fitness. You see what I'm saying? So you go in with the mentality that, oh, okay, this is how I'm going to grow my biceps, or how you can do this for your legs, or how you can work on your cardio or your stretching, mobility, whatever it is. But then you don't understand it's a business, because we all have access to the same knowledge. You know what I mean? We all have access to the same fundamentals and ideals. The thing that separates us is how we can present that to the people in the gym. So obviously, going back to the classes thing, you can show how you market yourself by doing that. If you're in a spin class and you're like, come on guys, 5 more. Listen, I knew a guy like that. I got a friend, he used to be at...
you mean low energy?
Yeah, and...
But they might be nervous, man.
It wasn't even that. It was just his personality. His emotional range is
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When you got one of those heart rate monitors, just flat lines. It's like that.
Yeah.
And he was saying I would do the classes and I'd be like, come on guys, you can do more. Right? And then the managers pull him in. They're like, yo, the numbers aren't doing that well. Your classes, they're dipping down week by week.
They're dipping down.
And then this is what...
Pick it up, baby.
100%. And this is what he says to me. He's like, this is my personality.
Yeah.
Right? And then...
Yeah, no, I hear that, man. But
And they
you're
were
going to learn the hard way.
They were like, why can't you be a bit more enthusiastic? He was like, I'm not trying to be disingenuous. This is who I am.
Yeah.
But I get it though, because I've trained with that guy, and like I was killing him during a set of legs, like literally like that, right? Set is over, chill.
Yeah.
How was it? All right. That's it. Like, so it's about your personality as well, and not everyone's suited to the role in that sense. And he's a great PT. Like, the knowledge he was given was amazing. The attention, the focus, everything spot on. And he's a sick guy as well for what he did for me. Because as I was doing my PT course, and him being a PT, having the busy schedule he has, came out of nowhere and was like, yeah, I can help you with it. I can be your mock client for the course.
Okay.
Dedicate my time for it for like 4 weeks, 5 weeks. He was calm with it. So shout out to him.
Yeah, but his way of getting clients might not have been the best thing, or you find a different way that works better.
Yeah, I just found a different way. And that's what it all is, you know.
So would you class yourself as a PT, or as like a sales guy, or a businessman, or a lead generator, marketing? Like,
that's interesting. That's an interesting question. I would say a real mix, because I would say I'm a PT at heart, like in terms of the fitness element. I know that male PTs don't have the best rep.
Yeah, why? Why is it like steal
I
your
don't
girl,
know. I
take
feel
your wife off you? Or
that kind of thing.
Peaks.
It is. Don't worry, I won't be doing that. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, not like that. It's a stereotype, and we're here to break stereotypes.
100%.
Yo, people, quickly just want to mention something that I know is going to be of extreme value to you. You know, when you go into the gym, you're not motivated, you're not seeing the results that you want to see, or even you can't take yourself to the gym. Gyms are boring, gyms are intimidating, or it's just not really for you, the workouts that you see going on. Yeah, I can relate. I've been there. Trust me. Gravity Fitness is the solution. And I'm saying that hand on heart, I would recommend it to anybody. There's a whole plethora of products you can choose from on the Gravity Fitness website. They are made to survive an apocalypse. So imagine what they're going to do to your body and your physique. Gravity Fitness is for all levels of individuals and athletes. It's for people that are trying to get into calisthenics. They've even got these gymnastic rings, so they're for gymnasts as well. You can do body weight exercises, and then you can add a little weight to it with the weighted vest, which is adjustable as well. Long story short, bad boy product. That's why I'm bringing it to you. I'm a believer in it, and I'm so grateful that they've partnered with this podcast to bring you 10% off all purchases. Now that is a game changer. I wish I had 10% off when I bought my first vest. I wish we had 10% off. So make sure you go check them out. Use the code ABS10 at checkout for 10% off. Now without further ado, let's get back into the content.
Yeah, on your profile, right, you teach people how to become the best version of themselves. Men.
I feel like with the gym, right, there's different goals you can get from it. But when you look past building muscle, like my favorite bodybuilder is called Tom Platz, and he once said a quote. He said, bodybuilding is not just about building muscle. And a lot of people from the outside or from the surface, they won't fully understand that. It's just about that mindset, that mentality.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Of course,
right
yeah.
now, yeah. Who says that you're qualified to teach people how to be the best version of themselves? Men, specifically. Like, you might get a big 50-year-old guy who's like, what are you going to teach me?
I understand what you mean with that. And I feel like with myself, yes, I am young, but I also feel like I'll talk to many people and they'll say that you don't act like your age, or you don't seem like your age. But I just feel like it's my experiences in life and how it's molded me to become who I am. It's made me kind of learn things quicker than other people. Maybe the lessons I learn now, someone might learn that when they're 35. It's just about the experiences that I've had. And in terms of improving people's lives, it's the mindset and giving them the tools to go out on their own and to do that themselves. Because it's one thing to have someone and they're working with you, but then true success in terms of mentorship or becoming a trainer is when you can make someone independent of you. So Costamato, Mike Tyson's coach, they said to him,
I love these stories that you come with.
Nah, I love stories, man. Storytelling's my thing. I love boxing for the reason or the vessel that it can be to tell stories. With Costamato, Mike Tyson's coach, they said to him, have you completed your role, right? When your boy Mike becomes the world champion. He said, no. Think about that. He's geared his whole life, Mike Tyson, from 12 years old when he met Cos to 19 when Cus died. He's dedicated that whole period to boxing. However, him becoming the world champion is not even success. Cus D'Amato said that my job is done when he can learn to become independent of me. But he died before he could do that, before he could teach that lesson. So Mike had to learn it himself. And that's powerful. It's very, very powerful. So I feel like with any form of mentorship or anything, it's the aim to make someone independent of you, to give them the tools to work for themselves.
I suppose it's like a joint mission. If you meet someone that you know is on that mission to be the best version of themselves, then you can link up together
100%.
and achieve that.
And I feel like with that, a lot of people kind of ask, how do I level up? How do I find those like-minded people? It's too hard, it's too difficult. But think about it like this.
Go on.
If you go to a casino, you're going to find gamblers.
Right.
You see what I mean? So if you're willing to go to the right environment, you will find like-minded people. You understand? I've been in the gym. I've seen so many different people from so many different walks of life. I've learned you can't judge. You cannot judge. I've literally seen a guy just walking in the gym, looks like a normal guy, but I talked to him and he's building luxury homes in Monaco. You see what I'm saying? He's working with a guy of Channel 4, like Guy, what's his name? Like Guy Phoenix or something. He's literally working under him, doing luxury homes for like footballers. I think he mentioned Raheem Sterling or something, that his team did that, a house for him. You would never know. I've met social media marketing managers, you know, I've met loads of videographers, editors, people with clothing brands, everything. You meet so many different people from so many different walks of life. So it's about the environment. If you have a certain mindset and you have certain thoughts and you meet those like-minded people, then you kind of band together, you talk to those people, you network with them. If you want to get better at reading books, then guess what? The library's there.
Go to the library, yeah.
Exactly. You just have to think about what you're trying to do and where you can find those people, and it just makes it a little bit easier.
But they say that your network is your net worth.
Of course.
Do you believe that? And
I would say 100%.
how's your life changed in like since you've been doing this PT thing? Like?
Well, I mean, just in terms of the knowledge that you get from these people, because
Right.
imagine I'm speaking to someone that has a social media marketing agency,
Okay.
someone I know who's doing it all by himself. He's doing the ads, doing the emails. He's one of the hardest workers I know. But when I spoke to him, his routine is like a CEO.
Right.
Wake up at 6 a.m, 300 emails to 300 unique people, and doing Facebook ads.
It was working for him. It's working for him.
Yeah, it's working for him. It's most definitely working for him. And 6 a.m. till
Let me
6
just take
p.m.
some notes.
100%.
My notebook. That wakes up 3 in the morning.
Just get the notepad.
So I'll watch it back.
12 hours a day. And, you know, it's crazy, like his work ethic. And just talking to him, understanding certain elements about marketing that I wouldn't have known. He's an interesting guy because he said to me that he had a fear of sales, but he wanted to do this job. So he says that he became a car salesman for a whole year to get over that, like not wanting to talk to people. Just being able to talk to him and get the value from him and get value from other people that maybe either would have, again, tapped into one of my two resources that I've got, either time or money. It would have taken me time to research, or it would have taken me money to pay to get the resources to actually learn from. But being able to talk to someone in half an hour and filter down like 2 years of experience, 3 years of experience within like 30 minutes, that's invaluable.
What do you feel like experiences in your life has shaped your mentality to the way that you are today?
When I was younger, we kind of moved a lot to different areas.
Okay, so you weren't born in Nottingham.
I was born in Nottingham, but within
Within
different
Notts,
areas.
okay,
Yeah.
Sound.
So just that kind of environment, like having the uncertainty. So already, like when you're younger, that kind of makes you grow up a little bit quicker than everyone else a bit, because then it's like, okay, we're here, but now we're not. Now we're here. Okay, now we're here, right?
You have to get serious, adjust, like move
Exactly.
in the house, book up your ideas. We need to be serious now. Pack your stuff.
100%. And you may not necessarily have the answers to your questions, but you just go and you just move, and it's different, you know. And then I would just say that the people that I knew, the people that I learned from, are kind of what shaped my experiences. My older cousin, for sure. What he taught me without even having to talk to me was powerful. He taught me so much about life without having to tell me, you know what I mean? But I saw him and what he was going through and the pain he was going through and what he was doing. I don't know if you're familiar with many movies of Arnold Schwarzenegger or anything like that.
Pumping Iron.
But there's the particular one that's seen in, I think it was The Predator, where he goes up to Apollo Creed's character. I forgot his name. But he goes up to his character and he goes to shake his hand and they do like an arm wrestle.
Okay.
Whenever I would see my cousin, even towards the end of his life, when he was getting weaker, you would shake his hand and he would do the same thing. You know what I mean? And that in itself is strength. Like, you've got someone who's literally dying, but you grab their hand and they're trying to bring you down. Like, he's not stopping until he wins. You understand?
Yeah.
That was the kind of person he was. So literally, he's in that position, but he wants a win no matter what, even though everything else is a loss.
Maybe he's kind of like letting you know as well. Like,
But he's trying to get that win.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm shaking his hand. I'm there. And you can feel that, okay, like he's actually trying to bring me down. Trying. He's not giving up. Whereas a lot of people in that situation would be like, why me? You know, why am I in this? But he thought, okay, I'm in this situation, but I'm going to get through this situation. I'm going to win. I'm going to succeed. I'm going to do whatever it takes. But his actions showed that.
Can we provide is it all right if we provide a bit of context for the
yeah,
listeners,
sure.
like?
So with my cousin, he had an illness called Lafora, which is like a type of epilepsy. And it basically breaks your bodily functions down, slowly but surely over the years. So maybe you walk a bit slower. Maybe you start dragging your words. Maybe you start chewing a bit slower. Then you can't walk. You can't talk. You can't eat. You need a food tube. And it just slowly breaks you down like that. It strips you away. And for someone who loved the gym, someone who wanted to be a mechanic, you know, someone that was active, someone that loved walking, being with his friends, it shows, you know, it shows the kind of person he is, because it's taken him away from who he wants to be. He has no choice, and, you know, he has no choice, but he's still being strong. And again, it shows that actions are more powerful than words, because when he was all right, he had a lot of friends coming over to his house. And, you know, you'd see him every week, different friends that I've never seen before, different people. But then when he was ill, few people. At his funeral, maybe 3 people out of how many people? So it just goes to show about life. Like, you don't need the gym to find honesty. You can find honesty in different walks of life, whatever you do. But I just feel like I got a lot of honesty and I learned a lot from people like him and other people within my life. But I take from that a lot, definitely. And when you see something like that when you're that young, because I was only 15 at the time when he passed, but when you see something like that when you're that young, it changes you, you know. It's almost like you're on a trajectory to go this way, and then something kind of knocks you off path, and you was going to be that person, but now you're going in that direction. You're not that person anymore. What that experience did to shape who I am, apart from the perseverance and everything like that, well, firstly, it teaches you the fragility of life, right? It teaches you that, because he died when he was 22, so, you know, I'm almost the same age he was when he died. So it teaches you that life isn't promised and you shouldn't take it for granted. And that life can be cruel. Like, it can be unfair. It is unfair. You know what I mean? So when you realize that life isn't fair, that it's not guaranteed, it makes you understand that whatever opportunities you are given in the short span of time we have, you have to reach out for it and grab it. Because no one's gonna say, like, you know what, I like that guy, let me give him an opportunity. Yeah, I want to make him rich. No one's going to say that. The way that it works is that you put the work in, you put the development, and again, like I said about the casino with the gamblers, you put yourself with those people that are similar to yourself, that want to develop, that want to learn, that want to be better. Now, all of a sudden, by using everything from that, you can kind of develop. There's almost this kind of haste, because it's, again, you don't know when your time's up. You don't know when your time's up. So when I was working out of school, which was another period of my life too, I was working out of school from ages 18 to 19 because I knew I didn't want to go to university after finishing college. And I thought about what I was going to do with my life, but I didn't know. And I wake up to this email about working out of school, taking the opportunity, and it mentioned money. It mentioned it was paid. So I thought, you know what, let me go for that. How many times in my life am I going to get the opportunity to work out of school? Let me do that. So I did it.
This was like, what age, what time and period is this? After you finished school?
2021 to 2022.
2021 to 2022. So how old are you at this point?
18 to 19.
18 to 19.
Yeah.
So you just finished
college.
You're just trying to decide what to go. You didn't,
Exactly.
wasn't thinking uni or anything like that.
Nope. For me,
Uni's not for everyone.
exactly.
Most people that go to uni, they do a couple of years and then just get debted up. And
Yeah. What I didn't want to do is go to uni for the bands.
yeah, you're not on that.
But I didn't want to. But I didn't want to go to uni and just be like, yeah, I'm just there to have a good time.
Yeah, some people are like that though.
I know. So I was just weighing out the pros and cons, and it just didn't make sense to me. So I thought, you know what?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me just do this, and I decided to do this job. But
And you mentioned money as well. Like,
of course,
uni you're spending though. Someone's gonna give you a qualification. And apparently, that's meant to enhance your life.
Or I can get an opportunity that I wouldn't, because in what other period of my life would I get the opportunity to work at a school? Unless if I did go to uni, and unless if I did do some course, or I'm getting paid to do that thing.
Yeah. Some people go to uni to train and become a teacher.
Exactly.
But you had the opportunity to work in a school.
I had that opportunity, so I took it.
So you got random email.
From
where?
From my college tutor.
Okay.
From my college tutor. It was like a gap year scheme or something.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I feel like for myself as well, as strange as it sounds, in my life, so I love storytelling.
Yeah, man. I like to listen to these stories as well. You do tell good stories, mate.
I feel like sometimes I take opportunities because it allows me to then get a story from it. You know what I mean?
It's like,
Like a
they talk about, you talk about main character syndrome and that. Like you write your own story sometimes as well. Like, say your life is a movie, you have to make it interesting. Seek out opportunities that are gonna allow you to tell a story, enhance your own story, man.
100%. I mean, everything happens for a reason. So me working at that school allowed me to realize that I'm actually good at teaching.
Right. Okay.
And again, being like a personal trainer or any kind of mentor, you have to be able to teach. I've learned, right? You could be great at something. You could be the most amazing driver or the most amazing chef. But then you try and teach someone else, you don't have the patience. It's like, why are you doing this like that? Why are you doing that? Because they don't have that same level of understanding as you. But when you have the patience and the appreciation, the understanding, and you can say, okay, we can't do it like X, let's do it like Y instead. So when I was working with certain students, I understand that, okay, maybe they're not visual learners. Maybe they learn by writing things down, or maybe they learn by listening to things, or certain things like this. So then when I'm in the gym, I apply it to those kind of people. Like, okay, if you don't understand what I mean when I explain it like this, like if I tell you to tense your lat, for example, if you're struggling with that, then just think about pulling your elbow back. Think about closing your armpit, right? Something that simple, helping you to tense a muscle that you could never feel before. So that kind of application, it matches.
It's transferable skills.
And a lot of people are really good in the gym. You know, they've got the most amazing PRs and everything, and they're strong, they've got muscle, they can do loads, but they don't know how to teach.
Yeah.
Like, an example would be Arnold. He was amazing, but when he tried to explain what the mind-muscle connection is, how you can actually tense the muscles, the way he described it, he said you have to get inside of the muscle. As someone who's not been in the gym, you don't really know what that means. Like, what does he mean get inside of the muscle? What is that supposed to mean? You know what I mean?
Makes sense to him, but...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So then, and it makes sense to people that go to the gym, but to bridge that gap to then say, okay, how do I transfer this information to someone who doesn't know anything? And how do I give them that same understanding? That's difficult. So if you can work on that, if you can bridge that gap, you can easily kind of help someone to better themselves from that perspective.
So like I've learned, you're 20 years old, you teach people, you teach men to become the best version of themselves. Events, life situations that have been painful but enhanced your mentality from the age of 15, teach you never to give up, always persevere, always be strong. Take opportunities because life is short, and I feel that you're teaching me. Becoming a teacher also allowed you to learn patience and to learn that everybody learns different.
100%.
Apply different learning styles.
And I feel like with the teaching, it did teach me another thing as well. It taught me that if you want to be the best at something, you have to have talent and hard work. You can't have one or the other. Like,
hard work beats talent when talent refuses to work hard.
exactly.
You know that one.
But when you pair both of them together, that's the guy you see in the TV. You see what I mean? Like, that's when you see someone like Floyd Mayweather in boxing, where his father, his uncles, they all become boxers. So all that knowledge is there. Then they pass it on to Floyd, who was receptive to that information and had a killer mentality. You pair it together, and then what do you get now? You get Floyd Mayweather.
Who works very, very hard.
Exactly.
You say you're a hard worker.
I try to be.
You text me, say, yo, no days off. Come on.
Yeah, I don't take days off. I don't
Rest
take
days?
off. Of course, rest days in the gym, but days off from working. Because again, with my approach, you know, because I don't have those classes to rely on, I can't not come in. I have to be there.
Wow. Okay.
You understand? Because the day that I'm not there could be the day where, you know, I do get that client, or, you know, I make that breakthrough. I'm doing this thing where my income isn't guaranteed.
Yeah.
And I have to pay rent to the gym every month.
Right.
And I'm doing this job where a lot of people leave. People think that PTing is easy. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
These are these points that we got to touch on this.
100%. It's not an easy job. It's not just kind of like, yeah, I'm going to train this person. It can be hard work. And considering all of that, and that I know that I reached out to people, and those people are my clients, and I've got like a steady income because of that.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful feeling knowing that you kind of crafted something yourself. Yes, there's the uncertainty. There's the element of like, I don't know what could happen next month, but it's kind of like...
That's like business though. Like,
it's true.
Yeah.
It gives you that responsibility though, because then you can say, okay, like if I had a good month, it's on me. If I had a bad month, it's on me as well. So you're giving yourself the ultimate responsibility.
How many PTs you mentioned have dropped out since you started?
I've probably seen 6-7 leave.
Yeah. Why do they leave? They can't make it, or not getting clients, or... I think like, okay, cool. If someone's watching this and they want to become a PT,
yeah,
let's provide value in it.
It can be circumstantial for some of them, just like their life circumstances.
Yeah.
But people go in with a rose-tinted view, thinking, "Yeah, this is easy. This is chill." It's not. It's not. Like, I love the job, but if I didn't love it the way that I do, would I do it? No.
Yeah.
You know.
So you actually have to really love the job, man.
Yeah, like if I wasn't working this job, I would still be telling my friends, like, okay, you can do this to help with your pain, or you can do that.
Yeah.
Or why don't you do this instead of that? I would still be doing that.
If someone's thinking about becoming a personal trainer, steps are there to take?
I would say, firstly, don't rely on the course. Do your own research.
Wow.
If I went into the gym with the knowledge I had from the course, then yeah, that's a long one. That's a long day.
Yeah.
Right? You have to do your own independent research. You have to know more. You have to set yourself apart from the competition. You understand? And like I says, we all have access to the same resources. It doesn't take too much time to actually just learn and apply. But just relying on the course, a lot of the stuff there is almost irrelevant.
What sort of resources are you referring to?
It all stems from how you learn, right?
Right.
So, for example, if you're a visual learner, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, you know what I mean? They're going to be your staples. If you've got a short attention span, again, TikTok, Instagram.
Okay.
If you're more of a kind of learner who likes reading, you could read studies, but they can get a bit tedious. There's been a rise of what you could call like optimal lifters, where they look at the studies and they compare them. I feel like if you base everything off of a study, then it kind of becomes there needs to be a balance in your training, right? There needs to be a certain level of like almost being animalistic and savagery.
Okay.
And there needs to be a certain level of kind of thought and planning and precision.
What's the animalistic and savagery bit?
That is when you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to go underneath this bar to do some squats. I don't know if I'm going to come back up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go for 5 reps. But after doing the 4th, like, I still need to go for the 5th, even if I don't know if I'm going to get up.
Okay.
It's that kind of do or die mentality. That kind of being able to push yourself that far. Because if you don't, you're just going to stagnate and you're just going to drop off.
And that's balanced with...
And with the kind of precision, the focus, the planning, That's kind of how you structure your workouts, because again, you can't do that every workout where you're working out like crazy. You need the recovery time, you need everything. Everything needs to be in place, the nutrition, the sleep. So there has to be a balance. But then when you start looking at these studies and you start thinking, oh, this isn't going to grow, this is going to grow my biceps 15% less, and this isn't available, so I'm not going to do this. Or you're kind of thinking, oh, I'm going to do this exercise, but I'm going to leave this many reps in reserve. You're not going to the point you should. You're not stimulating yourself for growth. Fair enough. If you've trained really hard for some years, you've got a really nice foundation, then you can focus on those little small aspects. But a lot of people start in the gym, they just need to train hard enough, train right as well, because I've seen a lot of horrendous form, but obviously that comes with the territory. And also just, dial everything else in.
So for the people that are becoming personal trainers, trying to become personal trainers, to do the course, do some studying.
100%. You should always be learning and studying in some way. You know what I mean? And it doesn't need to be that you're reading studies or reading articles, but it could just be the people that you follow on TikTok.
Okay. What do you use personally? Like, what did you...
Combination. I use a combination because for me, my thing is cross-referencing.
Do you rate TikTok?
It can be a tool for good if used correctly. Just like anything, you can give two people the same tool, but it depends on how they use it.
Yeah.
If you give one man a knife, he might use it to harm someone, but you give another man a knife and he becomes a chef and he makes the most amazing meals. So it all depends on how you utilize that tool, and that's up to the person who wields it.
How did you end up from the teaching background, working, helping students? How did you then become a personal trainer? Like, what was the transition?
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Because with that, I was working for an agency that put me in the school, and they were not paying me enough for the work I was doing, because I was having to ring up parents. I was having to do after school sessions. I was having to make booklets for the year 11s to help them literally prep for their GCSE. So the pressure was like immense in that aspect, because it's like, if I mess this up, then it's their GCSEs on their line. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of pressure, and I'm only 18 or 19 at the time. I'm doing all of that, but my pay's not reflected.
Just feeling like the job's a bit long. It's not worth it.
100%. So it's towards the end of the year.
You're looking for like an escape route, like, how am I going to get out of this?
Yeah, exactly. And they offer a promotion at the end of the year. So I want to know two things. With this promotion, what extra work am I doing? And how much more money do I get?
Yeah.
Because that's obviously the logical step.
Yeah, man.
So they say that, okay, with the extra work you're doing the exact same stuff, but you're going to do a Zoom meeting that you'll host once a week. Fair enough. Second thing, how much more money do I get? That's what I hear, like, yeah. Like, I'm hearing ums and ahs, and...
No, they're mocking it. They're taking a minute.
Exactly. And she was like, normally we do it when we give out the contract, you know how much you get paid. But I'm like, can't you just go to the office? Can't you find out the numbers?
Yeah.
She was like,
Just talk money.
It was a Friday. She said, I'll let you know by Monday. I got no response for about 3 months.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what? That is my sign to just leave, because she told me that inflation, like, because of inflation, I'm going to get more money anyway. And I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that. So for me, I knew I wanted to go into fitness, and it was between being a sports massage therapist or a physiotherapist.
Yeah.
Not a personal trainer. But the price of the course for the sports massage was double the amount that the PT course was, or roughly double. So I thought, let me try this PT thing. I'm not really sure if I like it, but let me try it. And then if I make money from it, I'll buy a sports massage course. I'll become a sports massage guy. But I just started doing PT and I fell in love with it. And I don't think I do want to do sports massage at this point in my life.
Yeah.
Maybe later on, but at this point in my life, I'm all right.
You know, when you are 18 years old, and within, I don't know what your family unit is saying, but what's like your parents saying about becoming a PT and stuff like that? Were they rating it? Were they feeling it? Or
I'll be honest, no, they weren't.
Yeah.
They weren't. It was literally like, you could go uni, you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer. Don't get me wrong, like, they've supported me in other ways, but in terms of, with the decision itself, hesitant. And I understand that. But I feel like, especially coming from like an Asian background, the very backbone of the Asian community within England is that in the 60s, you would have had grandparents that would have, moved over to England, That's a risk. Worked in a factory, being in a country that was hostile to you, and people, not everyone, but people that were hostile to you, and there was racism. That's a risk. You know, bringing up your kids in this place, but then we're now the result of that risk.
Yeah. So what you're saying, you got to take risks.
100%. So
this is your risk now.
if-
Do your parents still see it as a risk that you're taking?
I think they still do until I get to that point where it's like, yeah, he's made it, kind of thing. Then it's paid off. But for the moment, it's a risk, and that's all right. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Because I understand that not everyone has the same mentality. You know, the mentality. I'm not saying I'm destined to be great, right? But I feel like you need a certain mindset.
Yeah.
And I feel like for myself, doing a 9 to 5, and I'm not slating anyone that's doing it. You know, if that's your life, if you're comfortable with that, fair enough.
Yeah.
But for me, I would rather try and get burnt than, you know, be comfortable with doing something that in my heart I know isn't me, and then later on in life get burnt by the fact that I didn't do what I wanted to do.
No, I hear you.
I'm in the position now to take all the risks. Why not? As I get older, that kind of gap closes.
Yeah, you're nice.
You know what I mean? So if not now, when? Why would I do something that I hate? Why would I
found
do
something that you love. You found something
100%.
that's enjoyable to you. The last job wasn't really cutting it. The money wasn't. They were taking a mick.
100%.
So why not go for it as well?
Definitely, because if you find something or someone that you love, you wouldn't just say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna let them go. I'm gonna let this opportunity pass. I'm gonna get another one." It doesn't work like that. What if that opportunity was the opportunity and you let it go?
Yeah, I hear that, man.
And that changed your whole life just because you didn't take that opportunity. You didn't do that thing that you should have done, and now you're going to regret it. So I don't want to be that person, because I think if I was doing something else I didn't love, I would be very, very bitter about it just within my life.
Yeah.
I'd be very, very bitter.
We don't want to see a bitter boss.
No,
Don't see no bitter boss. We don't see no
nah,
bitter boss.
definitely not, man. Definitely not. I'm already listen, in the gym I'm already killing people when it comes to training, but
Yeah.
like, nah, I just wouldn't want that resentment and hate within my own life.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean? It wouldn't be me.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. So you're killing people in the gym, yeah? Is that how you're putting it out there? It's just facts.
100%.
Have you
Listen,
go on?
at the end of the day, you know, you have to feel that you've really worked.
Yeah.
You understand? So
Tempted to come and see what you're about, man. You do.
Anytime.
Did you say you're into the high intensity training? So yeah,
Yeah.
cool. So what's your style of training, or do you sometimes ignore your passion and then train how the person wants, or do you say, "Yo, you're training with me. This is how I train"? Because that's how I'd probably be.
I would say,
Because I get bored. If you want to train, you know, like by the book type of way, I get bored. I can't train you like that, man. Because I need to be.
it's,
Even though I'm not a trainer, but I need to be like, I need to care. You know what I mean?
I get what you mean.
What's it called? Stimulated. I need to be stimulated, man.
I get that. It's a real mix. It's a real mix, right? So you can just feel it on the day. You can understand. And with the person, you can understand. And sometimes you've got those people where you train them. You can tell that they can't handle it as of yet.
Yeah, and if I was in your position, I wouldn't want to turn down the client. I
course.
would be, as a teacher,
Yeah.
I know that people learn different, so I hear what you're saying. Like,
100%.
I would meet the needs of the client still.
For me, like, I get the most satisfaction when I push someone,
Yeah.
but I can see that they're getting closer to the truth, like they're finding themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you get those people where, like, they don't have that mentality yet. But the good thing about mentality is that you're not born with mentality. Like, you build it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with certain people, you just build the mentality.
Yeah.
You just build the mentality.
You meet them
and
at their level.
100%.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
give them a little bit more than what you gave them last time. Like, you know, I always track my clients' progress.
Yes.
So,
Yo, I need to chat to you about the way that you record all your workouts as well.
yeah,
And that's something. So you tracking your clients' process, has
100%.
that come from you recording all your workouts? Because
Yes.
you made quite a lot of progress.
Yeah.
If you go on your page, you made quite a lot of progress in a short
Appreciate
space of
it.
time. Yeah, I was impressed. I am impressed. So yeah, how like through tracking all of your workouts. And there's a guy, Dorian Yates as well. He is somebody that tracks all of his workouts as well. He's got a book. Is that where you got it from, or what inspired you to do that? What's the benefit of it? And Why'd you do it for your clients?
Dorian Yates was definitely one of the people I took inspiration from with that.
Wow.
Directly.
Shout out to Dorian Yates.
100%. Just the way that he trained, just amazing. If you've ever seen the video Blood and Guts, where he's training with his training partner, and he's just on the leg press, he's literally dying, and he's like, come on, yeah, squeeze it.
Yeah.
And he's just dying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every time. But as they say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Right.
So the number one mistake I see with a lot of people in the gym, right? I'll be like, so what are you training today? Oh, I don't really know. I'm just going for what machine's free. What are your goals? Yeah, I just want to do a bit of this, bit of that, bit of that, bit of that too.
Yeah.
And I'll take a bit of that,
Yeah.
right? And that's kind of the mindset.
Yeah.
So I believe that every exercise should be done with intention, right? Because if you want to get stronger in a specific exercise, then your rep range, the way that you move the weight is going to be different if you do the exact same exercise for a different purpose, right? So, for example, I could squat for strength. If I'm squatting for strength, I'm going between 3 and 5 reps. I'm going heavy enough, but not ridiculously heavy for like 1 or 2 reps. So like between 3 and 5.
Yeah.
I'm going down, I'm coming up explosively. I'm going down, coming up explosively. But now if I want to go for muscle building, I want to increase my reps. I might go 8 reps. I might go 10 reps, 12 reps, right? The tempo's changing. Maybe I'm not fully standing up. Maybe I'm standing up 3/4 just so there's more tension on the muscle. The foot placement changes what muscles are used. So you can do the same exercise with a different application. So if you go in with the mentality of not knowing what you're going to do and having no intention, then your ability to grow is going to be so much, like it's going to decrease by so much. It's crazy just by not having a plan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
track
So it's very hard to just kind of wing it. Fair enough. If you've been training for a few years, you get a feel for it. For myself, like if I want to try something, it needs to work with me first before I try on someone else.
Yeah.
But then when I'm working with the clients, right, it's a two-way system because I know that they're working hard and they're working harder than last time and they're doing a little bit more.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, they have that reassurance as well that they can see their progress. So what I'll do is I'll send it to them on WhatsApp, right? I've got like a little WhatsApp chat with them. And whenever we do a workout, I'll say, okay, we've done this exercise, we've done this weight.
That's really
for
good.
this many reps. So next week, we just need to get 1 more rep compared to last time. If you get 2 more, 3 more, great, right? But even if you get 1 more, perfect. Now, if you get less than that amount, that's okay. Let's say that you got 3 reps and last week you got 5. That's all right. Give yourself 5 minutes rest. We'll do another set. Okay. If you get 3 reps, now you've got 6 reps in total. You've done 1 more rep compared to last week.
Okay.
You've still won.
That's like the principle of 1% increases, like,
Yeah.
what do they call it, man? Compound, it's like the compound effect.
The marginal gains.
Marginal gains, right. So how does that work then?
You know, you do a little bit and it adds up. And, you know, you look back in a month, you look back in 2 months, and all of a sudden you've got this big lump of progress. So one of my clients I was working with about a month and a half ago, he was telling me that his max that he's reached on dumbbell incline is a certain amount. And, you know, now we've gone up by like 10 kg, 12 kg in like a month and a half. But if you look at it session to session, maybe we're going up by like a rep or 2, or we're just adding in an extra set.
Yeah, so that's that 1 rep or that small extra set.
Yeah.
It adds up over time. So
Makes
don't ever
all the
underestimate the power of improving just a little bit, just doing a little bit extra.
Well, I mean, the best example I've got is that I was doing dumbbell incline myself. I was stuck on a certain weight for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
No matter what I'd do, I would only get about 3 or 4 reps on this weight. I wanted about 5 or 6. I would only get 3 or 4. No matter how hard I tried, like I could push for my legs as much as I wanted. I could have eaten more the night before. It didn't matter. I was stuck on that weight for 3 weeks. And whenever I do the 4th, or whenever I would try to go for the 5th rep, like I would have no energy. My arms would be completely dead.
Yeah.
But on the 2nd to last week, I did my 4th rep. I'm going up for the 5th and it goes halfway up. Then my arms go dead. So in my mind, I thought, okay, next week, I've got it. I have 100% confidence I've got it because for 3 weeks after the 4th rep, it's not even moving up off my chest. And now it's moving halfway up. So I said, I've got it. And the week after, I got like 2 more reps.
Yeah.
I got like 6 reps.
Yeah. So it's that breakthrough point. You have to get through that breakthrough
100%.
point.
So a lot of people will say, okay, Like, I can't get the full rep. Let me not do that rep. No. Go for that. Even if you get halfway up or a quarter, like, just doing that for your nervous system is preparing your body. So the next time you go for it, you're telling your body that we have to push past this. We need to adapt.
Say no more. What's your like success stories, or how have you transformed someone's life? Okay, cool. So you say that you are helping people, you're helping men to
Yep.
become the best versions of themselves. It's a powerful bar. It's a powerful bar. So what have you done for one of your people,
Okay.
or two of your people, or 10 of your people? Like, spit your truth, right? Pat yourself on the back. Let's do that right now. This is that moment.
So one of my clients, right, he had been working out for years in the gym and he didn't have like a routine and a plan. And when I went to talk to him, we was talking and he started working with me. He was complaining about knee pain, lower back pain, issues with posture. And after about the first week or two, knee pain was gone. After the first kind of month or two, back pain was gone. He said his posture was feeling a lot better, that he can actually stand up straight. He doesn't feel like he's having to lean on one leg and things like that. And that does seem like a success story, but that's not the end of it. So, I've been working with him, and we're getting stronger and stronger. And what happened was that we were supposed to work on one day, and he messages me saying, I'm going to have to cancel the session. I've had a car crash, right? So, and bearing in mind, he's kind of an older gentleman as well. He's probably kind of around mid-50s. So obviously I was concerned because I don't know how bad it was.
Yeah.
And I just made sure that, I messaged him, I checked up on him, rang him up. And what he told me was powerful because I was on the phone and he was saying that you taught me how to use those secondary muscles. You taught me how to kind of brace my core, little things like that, and to feel strong and to use my legs and to feel rooted and to use my muscles in conjunction. And he said, when I was driving and I could see that van that was pulling out and it was going towards me, he says that I knew it was going to hit me. So he says that I just sat there and I just kind of braced myself, just like I would do in the gym before like a deadlift or a squat. Just bracing myself, getting ready. And he was saying that had I not done the training with you at that time, then the recovery would have been a lot longer. I would have been a lot worse off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we kind of got back in the lab. Like after about a month, he was completely fine. And we started working our way back up. And then we were even hitting personal bests. Like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was even telling me he was trying to go to the gym the next day after having that car crash. But he said the pain was too much.
Yeah.
So he decided not to. But I want to say, or I want to feel that I had a part in helping him to develop that mentality. And also obviously just the strength with that. So, that is a literal example of just thinking, if I didn't train with him, how much worse could it have been?
Do you see yourself training people online as well, like utilizing the online space? Because that's what I'm very interested in, like leveraging the internet, leveraging social media. That's what we do as a brand specialist. Create content, manage social media profiles, consult people on how to do the same and things like that. So from your side of things, do you see yourself utilizing the internet, or you already doing it? Obviously you got your social media profile as well. How do you see yourself utilizing that and going online?
I've got plans for online. Online in this space is the ultimate freedom.
Right.
You imagine you could be on holiday anywhere in the world and you're still helping people get the results that they want and need. That's powerful. That's very powerful because you're not tied down to a single place now. You're not trading hours off your life for income.
When you just said that, like that they want and need, I can see it in your eye that is something that you enjoy
100%
doing, helping people get those results. So it just
Definitely.
makes sense that you'd want to do it online because you can reach a larger audience.
Of course.
But the internet is 4.5 billion people online. How many of those people are you going to reach that relate to you as an individual, that are from a similar background or can see themselves in you as well, that believe in the methods that you're teaching? And I can see you tapping into that. But what do you see? and how would you go about it?
What I would do is that I would improve my content. I would focus on improving my video quality and making those kind of videos that you see a lot of these kind of almost sales gurus make, where they're given a topic or something people struggle with and they're given an answer. They're given free value, because then you're developing trust. I would make a second page, more for myself, more passion project, but doing cinematic gym content, just because I love that creative aspect, that cinematography, the visualization. So many people in the gym that I know will ask me for videos or different angles of like footage, just because I feel like I have an eye for it. I have an eye for that creativity. I've always been interested in creativity, and that's exactly what the gym is, because you can choose your style, you can visualize the muscle, you can choose your approach. So there's so much freedom, and that is what I want. What I look for in my workouts and what I look for in life is that I just want to do 1 rep better. So in my life, I just want to do 1 more rep compared to last week. And a year from now, I've done 52 more reps, right? And I'm a lot stronger in whatever field I want to do. I just want to be 1 rep stronger. That's it.